Hey, it's Bruce Feldman here. Pleased to be joined by Christian Gonzalez from Oregon. He's one of the best defensive backs on the West Coast. Christian, thanks for joining us today.
Sir, thank you for having me.
So let's start with the Ducks are rolling. It was a shaky start in the first game against Georgia, but now you guys have been a real dominant team. You have a big game this weekend with UCLA coming up to Eugene. Talk to me a little bit about how your growth and your transition has been since transferring from Colorado to the Ducks.
Yeah, I think a lot comes in with the practice. I've took it upon myself to practice hard. Like something I kind of struggled with early in my college career, and just being with Coach Meat for 3 years. He got it into me early, and now I'm trying to help pass that down and just really practice how you want to play. And that's really been my main focus, and just practicing really hard, getting in the film real hard, and then it's going to show on Saturdays.
And for people who don't know, Coach Meat is Demetrius Martin. He has been one of the top DB coaches on the West Coast. He knows UCLA. He used to coach there at one point as well. I think it's interesting. There's a bunch of transfers at UCLA. We're having a lot of success. Obviously, you're having a lot of success at your second stop in the Pac-12. I'm curious, when you jump into a program where it's a new head coach, new defensive coordinator for everybody else, it's not just you're the new guy. How do you transition when everybody else, it's like, maybe they're all learning at the same time. So you're just not acclimating to new teammates and a new surrounding, but everybody else is kind of acclimating too. How does that come together for you?
Right. A lot of people talk about like the getting acclimated when I transferred here, and being with a new coach, it's kind of I was kind of already used to that because at Colorado I didn't play with the coach that recruited me, head coach wise. So, but it was something I was kind of used to. But then at the end of the day, it's just football. It's just playing the game you love, and I've been playing since I was like 5 years old. So it's just you're around a bunch of everybody else that loves the game just as much as you, and you just get through the hard times and just live for the good times.
How were you guys able to pick up the pieces? The first game was, it was hyped up because obviously Dan Lanning, your head coach, was coaching against his old school and they were the defending national champs. It was really de facto home game. It wasn't at their home stadium, but it was in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dominant performance by them, and I'm sure you guys were reeling. How were you able to bounce back so quickly?
Yeah, that was something we really didn't obviously like the performance, and we just got in the film room right away. Starting that Sunday, it was just watching on your own, just thinking about the game every day, and then taking like what we knew as the defense we had to tackle better, and that was something we did that week every day. It's taking the little things, like we call it. Coach Landon calls it go to the doctor. So we go to the doctor even when we win. It's not just when you lose, you got to go to the doctor, because you can win, learn more even when you win. So that's something we take pride in, just enjoying the win, because those are hard to come by, but then, using the losses and everything just to get better for next week.
Is the doctor or the film? I mean, when you go to see what went wrong and what you correct, like what was the doctor's RX for you?
Right. It's just everybody, like just like I said, tackling, that was the big thing week one, and then just how we want to pride ourselves as a defense, getting the ball out. We didn't do that week one, and that's something we've really picked up. And it's just goes back to what we do every day in practice. We strive to get the ball out in practice and create as many turnovers as we can, and basically, yeah.
You're playing a Bruins team that is rolling right now. They're undefeated. They're a top 10 team. Jake Bobo has been a standout receiver for them. He's also, like you, he's another transfer. He came from Duke. Do you see it as a personal challenge because he's had so much success? He's obviously, you're a big cornerback. He's a big receiver. Or do you just say, hey, I'm just going to do my 111th and not really kind of focus on any individual matchups?
Right. Yeah. I feel like every week is a big week. Every school has great receivers. Everybody I'm gonna play against has their guys, and we have our guys. And I like to look at it like I'm not focused on what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do like what you said, like my 111th, and then everybody does that your plays will fall in the line. So not really focused on that, just focused on the game and playing as a full game as a defense.
What catches your eye when you watch them on film?
Yeah, they're a great team. Explosive offense. DTR, he's in his 5th year. He's playing really well right now, playing with confidence, and that's where they all get their confidence from is from DTR. So, they've been rolling and just doing what they do really well. And I'm excited for the matchup. It's gonna be great.
For you individually, as I mentioned, you have like ideal size for what the NFL is looking for. You have legit track background. What were the things individually you were trying to improve on after your time at Colorado, where you played a lot of football at a high level? What are like the points of emphasis for you going into this year?
Yeah, for me it was definitely creating turnovers. Uh, I didn't have any picks at Colorado, but that was really my main thing was just not just picks, but creating fumbles and getting the ball out and being around the ball more just than like PBUs and pass deflections, like taking the ball away and giving it back to the offense. And then also just always strengthening my mental side of my game. That's always something I like to strengthen. And then coming here, jumping kind of into like a leadership role. That was something I was kind of gonna have to do in Colorado, and then came here, and I really had to jump into it. So I think that helped a lot. Being looked at upon as a leader, especially in the corner room, and having a lot of younger guys that look up to me, and then having them help me as well, not just me help them. And it's been great so far.
I mentioned that speed. It seems to sure run in the family. Your sister Melissa has been an Olympic athlete. She ran track at Texas. Your brother-in-law, her husband David Blau, had a really good career at Purdue and has been an NFL quarterback for a while. What's the best advice they gave you getting to where you are now?
I'd say probably just like following your heart. Just doing what you love, and don't give up. Just keep going, because I remember like watching them, Melissa, my older sister, Sammy, my other sister. They both went through things like every athlete does at a high level in your sport. So watching them go through that, and then them being able to talk to me about that, really helped me a lot, because it was just that I was gonna have to like know something's gonna happen, and that's really been something I think about daily.
Do the things that you used to think about, or maybe she would talk about, or one of your sisters would talk about with the track background, do they ever come into your mind when you're out there on the field just running, or or is it just simple as like, well, it's like muscle memory, so you're
Right.
not thinking about being fast?
I don't really think about being fast. I think just like, but my background is just we just run. Track athletes, track family. So definitely glad I ran track, because that's one of my strengths, and I know it, and I can use that. And I kind of just go out there and just run when I have to.
For you, the environment, Colorado they've been struggling to get to Autzen, to get to Oregon, to play in such a high profile game. Is that something that you're able to look at and just go, wow, I have an appreciation for this just because you're on a big stage now? Not to say that the games didn't matter in Boulder, but just probably different environment. Have you been able to kind of take notice of that, or is it just something you really stay locked in your own individual
Yeah, I know
space?
for sure. It was even when I first got here. I got here in the winter time, and then the spring, and then having a spring game with 46,000. That's crazy. That was something I like ran out the tunnel and was just like, this is like a different like feel. It's like a real football town, and you feel the love from the fans, and you feel them behind you, and it's great. But then at the same time, like you're saying, I don't really let that get to me. But it's nice to have it.
All right, Christian, we wish you the best of luck this weekend against UCLA. People can watch that game on Fox Saturday afternoon at Autzen Stadium. I'm sure it will be an amazing environment. Thanks for joining us today.
Sir, thank you.